Hello. Okay, in today's video, we're attempting to solve the following problem. Why is the overall stress level so high? What can we do about it? It has mostly to do with the timelines that are disrupted. There's the thing that many people are forced to do work in a place that they don't like. And also souls are kind of forced to incarnate over and over again in a labor camps. What I mean by this, it means that a large number of people are being held in a work camp on a soul level and making sure that they don't ascend. This is like a criminal case in the astral world. That there are people born into these areas with evil intentions, and they simply want to show off, and they want to show how good they are, and they want to kind of teach the children that you should accept the current mental state. So it's like a mental crime, if you speak in yogic terms, to force a mental field on other person, or to send like a thought pattern that is commanding if there is absolutely no need for this kind of commands. So it's a violation on this mental level. And of course this kind of violation is the main thing that causes the stress level. When we kind of overthink, we're taught that we need to think a lot. We need to figure out how to communicate through thinking, through 6th chakra, 7th chakra. And we're kind of unable to solve this because the thinking patterns are not ours, it's from someone else. The thinking patterns, like how you should live your life, is you need to work to earn money and then drive a car in a foreign atmosphere in a technological city. And for most souls, it's like unnatural environment. It's not a normal habit to do this kind of things. It's like weird things, looking from heart level. Most of the cars are not heartful at all. They're simply like extension of mental patterns. And now you need to fit emotionally into these mental patterns and understand how these spirits got caught in the realms of 7th and 6th. It's like it's not a normal state, it's an anxious state of being. If it's kind of you rush forward and forward, and you never get a rest, and you need to do work as a soul for someone else, for a ridiculous salary. So for some reason we have these kind of traps there. How to pass this kind of anxious traps? Now, first of all, you need to make it very clear. Your time is your own. You have your own personal heart rhythm, smooth, natural timeline, and no one is allowed to interrupt this, right? Your own time is determined by your own inner feeling, your own heart, your core, soul. And if anybody comes to you with a proposed timeline that, do you know you should eat meat and think like these people and earn a lot of money and go to college and buy yourself a car and drive around with it in a technological city, that's a forced timeline. It's a proposition. You don't have to follow this. So what we're figuring out, how to get people out of these anxious states of mind, like to make sure that they smooth and they calm down, they relax, they start living again from these heartful levels instead of focusing how to solve the mental patterns. Well, the mental crash has indeed been huge. Like the way we started to think after the mental crash is like so disrupted and so limited. It was like we were only trained to use a very small part of our brains, and the whole system was a kind of achievement based for a long time. And it was kind of ridiculous, this achievement based system, because the results were kind of boring. Like the aim or goal of the game was to earn a lot of money, but what are you going to do with the money? Like live in a house and drive with a car and earn more money. This was all that was provided in the game. And it was kind of ridiculous, because at the same time you were kind of attacked if you attempted to go anywhere beyond these thought patterns. And also, if you're not in tune with Mother Earth, if you're poisonous in your behavior, and by poisonous I mean if you use poisonous fuels, for example, explosive-based vehicles, you're intentionally, consciously disturbing the natural flow of things. If you build explosion-based vehicles, this is like an unnatural way of building. So how do we get back in this smooth, natural state without this unnecessary, disturbed, troubled anxiety? Well, the best way to do it is, of course, meditation. Realize that you're not part of this system. The system is artificially created for some reason to train people to use fossil fuel based, explosive based cars and follow a specific mental patterns. So it's like a mind training, but there's absolutely no need to go there. And emotionally, the main fear thing is like, oh my god, I'm going to crash this car. So it's like post car crash world we have built for ourselves. So you can imagine there was like this huge car crash or plane crash, and to solve this, to get back our individual souls and soul groups, we started to invent these towns with poisonous fuel, explosive based cars. That's kind of extension to the previous war zone. But again, I repeat, there's absolutely no need to go into these systems. Why do we still go into these systems? Is to heal the emotional body, to heal the anxious, nervous tremblement of the souls who still participate in this violating poisonous fuel gas environments called cities on planet Earth. So we tend to incarnate in these places and reduce the stress level to make sure that Gaia would be whole, perfect, and kind of that life would be easy to live here. You wouldn't have to allow and accept so much stress in your body by accepting a timeline that is not yours, by accepting anxious timeline in your body, in your physical body, in your light body, in your vehicle. So how to make sure that people start to behave in a smooth and natural way, that they follow their heart, inner guidance, their true feelings, instead of blindly obeying mental patterns that are not theirs. Mental patterns that come from some kind of businessmen who have decided that the best way to spend their lives is to build fossil fuel explosive based things and force these timelines onto the population to somehow emotionally solve the past karma of theirs. Well, from my perspective, we can immediately stop this stupid car traffic and get back on your spaceships and please leave this planet as you came, because you're not ready to take part of this civilization. You're simply exploding and poisoning, and you're not ready to take part of higher level Gaia. You have to respect nature, you have to be barefoot, go walk smoothly in the nature. I think the best way to solve this would be to end the traffic immediately, have some spaceships to pick you up and send you back home to some other planet where you can experiment again with your poisonous fuels. This can also happen after your physical body dies and then the souls leave, never to produce the fossil fuel explosive based cars. Again, this experiment needs to stop. It's poisoning our environment. So I hope it clarified this a bit, and I hope the situation gets solved. Thank you.